Welcome ghosts back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. So as many of you may have seen, we have a new survey out asking you some of the most important questions around what is wanted in a new Ghost Recon title. Big shout out to A Squad Gaming for collaborating on the survey and covering this on his channel, and also Ghost Island Thunder, who has also covered this on his channel too. Both of these guys are absolute top dudes and a credit to the Ghost Recon community. Check out their channels in the links below and give them some love. Now, a massive thank you also needs to go to all of you that have completed and shared the survey with others. I mean, this is how we get the whole community involved, by passing it on and sharing it. If you haven't completed it yet, please consider doing so. It takes 5 minutes of your time and you can find it linked in the description below. So, on to the video itself now. Obviously, if you've seen the survey questions, you know that we were kind of asking important questions that would effectively help shape the feel of a new game experience. But what we don't want to do is overthink it too much, where it becomes a jumbled mess that you can't be used to kind of gain any good feedback. So basically what I'm getting at here is that many of us will require different components to a new Ghost Recon title and will want things to be, say, more important than others. There exists a game already that basically should be the basis on what any new title should be built upon. Now, the majority of feedback I've had over, the last few years supports this hypothesis, and can be supported with feedback from hundreds of videos, not just from my own channel, but other Ghost Recon creators too. This game is, of course, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, no matter what the new title is, even just calling a new game Wildlands 2 would probably help it shift more copies than Breakpoint. Though the name Wildlands 2 would probably not fit every narrative for the story, especially, if it was built up in a more built-up country, it probably wouldn't fit. The name aside, it's kind of the game itself that should be the foundation of any new title that's currently possibly in development, according to the leaks. Now, there'll be some naysayers, of course, because you cannot please everyone. It's impossible. But overall, I think the way that the community would like to see the franchise go forward is building on Wildlands. So I suppose you could say it's kind of going backward at the same time. So what is it that I'm actually babbling on about, you may ask? So Wildlands, having obvious flaws, is, it does have them. There's no way around it. But it is beloved by the majority of us. And a new Wildlands style experience with core components mentioned throughout the survey would give the community the game they want and the game they deserve, to be honest. Of course, the map should be completely different, taking place in a unique location with differing biomes throughout. Bolivia looked beautiful, and it still does, to be fair, for a game of its age. So there would be no issues for me at all with Ubisoft having the ability to create something even more stunning. Now imagine that world littered with, say, more NPCs in a bustling live open world environment. NPCs that you could interact with to gain their trust for better intelligence, or create hostilities towards you and your team by killing civilians. The map would be broken into a Wildlands-style region system with bosses like before, but this time to give us the ability to lose and control those regions. Throw in multiple faction enemies, more interesting vehicles, both military and civilian, and a mixture of built-up areas and wilderness, and they really would have ticked a large box here. Now, if you then add that to a more interesting variation on enemy bases that, say, had the ability to change each time you played them, and, say, a loud forward assault on one of these bases affected the readiness of surrounding bases in that region, you create a huge variant in gameplay every time you play, and also rewarding you for adopting a tactical stealth style as the other bases remain unaware. So, just for a moment, now imagine playing Wildlands with those elements I just mentioned factored in. You could go from a great game to a truly epic game. These are not huge changes to the winning formula. These are fairly minor in the grand scheme of things, so why stop there? Enemies who are able to do the same things you can do: shoot from behind cover, go prone, rescue injured comrades, flank, to name a few, give them a spec ops unit that will test your ability to the maximum, who have access to the same kind of tech you do, who will hunt you continuously across a region if you're discovered. Add a wildlands hunted system if you like Unidad had. But more importantly, be able to use your camo to gain an advantage in the correct environments to which they match. When you're in jungle camo should help you. That makes sense. Pile on top of that the enemies who are restricted by their vision in the dark unless they have night vision goggles, and we're now really starting to get somewhere. Let's have a repeat of the far superior Wildlands render distance, which was, to be honest, truly awful in Breakpoint. Improve the ballistics, the bullet drop, weapon sounds, along with an up-to-date, truly in-depth gunsmith where we get to create the exact weapon we want without having to be restricted to, like, the blueprint system. Now, all this might sound like a lot, yes, but Wildlands already had the perfect DNA to just simply improve upon. And that's what most of these are, just improvements to what already existed. Now, the game will probably have AI teammates, so let's actually have some that work, with the ability to micromanage every aspect of them, including individual teammate commands and controls. Go back to a simpler Wildlands hub system with an option to change to a wheel if you want, and a character model that's affected in-game by the amount of weight they're carrying, which also affects the speed in which they can move. Now, I can hear some of you saying, Bullet, you're getting carried away here. There's a lot here. Maybe, but then maybe not. Because if this game aims to be successful, these gameplay implementations and ideas, the community has been screaming for a very long time. If they're ignored and the game flops, the franchise could die. So ignore us at your peril, Ubisoft. Give us the game we want, we'll support it financially, and we'll also shout from the rooftops on what an amazing job you did. Now let's not forget, on the subject of financials, the ability to have complete control over the customization of our character. Being able to change and modify everything on your person, and you may well find Ubisoft could have created a game that the community will pour money into until the end of time. That's, of course, if they continue to create new things for us to purchase and unlock. That's obviously a caveat there, we need to have that. Now, the late great gunsmith himself, Jeremy from my channel, used to call this kind of thing playing Barbie dress up. But he also admitted that he was in the minority on this one. Now, I don't want any Barbie pink in the game, if I'm entirely honest, just military kind of spec stuff. I want to be more of a combat Ken than a Barbie. Now, most importantly, we need to be able to see our character, so the game needs to remain third person, with an added option for first person being the icing on the proverbial cake. Now, here's one change. Instead of adding something, let's take something away, like the class system. Totally not needed in Wildlands, so let's have more of that, please. Stop restricting gadgets behind pointless classes. Now, we had our appetizer in the world and the region's design, a kind of main course being gunsmith and AI teammates. Dessert was improved enemy and customization, but you know what? I'm still hungry. So give me a buffet on the side with a full platter of letting us rappel out of helicopters and up buildings or rock faces. Have enemies use boats and bikes. Give us cross-platform play. Give us more than 4 players on a squad, maybe 6. Add to the Ghost Recon lore, massively important. Dynamic weather. Give me playable offline. A mission creator. Permadeath for your AI teammates and yourself. And sprinkle it with some nice, seamless cutscenes. Now, yes, that was a really weird food analogy there, so I apologise for that. So best to end the video right there. But basically what I'm asking is this the Ghost Recon game that you want? It's the Ghost Recon game I want, but let me know in the comments below, is this what you want? Or have I got this completely wrong? Thank you for watching. Link in the description below for the survey. Take care. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye bye.